Yo, welcome people. How you guys doing? How you guys been today? I just got done seeing this. Well, not done, but last night I saw this goddamn Forsaken Star Wars movie. People were like, you need to go out there and go see it. Well, guess what? I took around 3 hours out of my day because a little more previews than they should have showed. They showed like damn near 30 previews last night before the movie even kickstarted. But we finally got to see in the movie. And today we'll be giving you guys our live, kind of a little bit of a spoiler review about it. So kick back, get some popcorn. We'll also do like a little podcast, maybe talk about some other stuff. But this review should probably take up most of the time. This is our first time being live on the YouTube ways. So you guys, like I said, kick back, get some popcorn, enjoy your time. We'll be live for a little bit. So, how are you feeling? I didn't even put the camera on me. What's good? Cobra Star here.
Last time you guys saw me was in the movie review, the non-spoiler one.
Yeah.
I was dead tired.
Dude, people were talking about that, too. It was on Facebook. They were like, yo, who is you sitting with? Because he looked like he was sleeping.
I was dead tired. Look, I'm going to say this right now. I was dead tired because I had to be up. I won't say when or where because technically when we're
Yeah, don't. No.
Nah,
Yeah, just keep going.
off the records. Let's just say off the records. But let's just say I had to get up pretty early. And, yeah. So that plus the fact that the movie was kind of disappointing the more I thought about it. Because initially, like, my first, like, reaction was kind of like, yeah, that was all right. Because, like, it's a well-presented movie. But the more you think about it, a lot of the things are just kind of like trash. And the more you talk about it with other people, especially, you become to have a more clear picture of what you just witnessed. So I was pretty disappointed and tired. As soon as the review ended, I went to home. Mm-hmm. I got to sleep at 3 p.m. Didn't wake up till 8 a.m. this morning.
So you been sleeping all day?
I was dead tired.
Jesus. I've been trying to get sleep like that for a while. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm still trying to get everything all ready to go. What else has been popping with you?
Hey, good news, though, for Star Wars. Low key. So if you had ever played the Force Unleashed game, that's now canon officially.
So is it like...
Because that stuff came out before Disney acquired Star Wars, but now that's all officially canon.
Okay.
And some Old Republic stuff is officially canon, like Revan. So that's good. That's good news. And apparently they have an answer for one of the questions in The Force Awakens that people wanted to answer is how Maz Kanata got Luke's lightsaber or whatever. I haven't seen the answer, but apparently it's out there.
Well, just everything to do with this movie. Just like, I don't even know what to think. I just want to make sure before we kick off and we talk too much that we are live. I do want to make sure about that really quick because I don't even see like a little live thing, but I just want to make sure. Oh, we are. There we go. Make sure your volume's good. Oh, jeez, my fucking allergies been like killing me, dude. I hate allergies. They're annoying. But yeah, we'll give our review for. Well, you've already really given your review for it though.
Yeah, but I haven't talked about specifics, so.
Yeah, so we'll go into all that. Let me do something real quick. I need to do one more thing. See, the reason why YouTube streaming is so freaking weird is because you have to like once you do it, you have to like go back and like relook at something else. Let's see. It's not even there. Okay, cool. Fuck it then. If it's not there, it's not there. But yeah, how you guys feeling, yo? Freaking, like I said, allergies done got me, so I'm a little bit on the downside. But yo, I do want to talk about Star Wars though. The goddamn Force Awakens, what the hell it's called, bro? Oh no,
The Rise of Skywalker.
Shit, Force Awakens is better than this.
You want to talk about your positives first?
What are my positives? You know what? I really felt like the atmosphere. That's just something that's always in Star Wars movies, though. Like the atmosphere, it just like it feels. I understand shot on a green screen, but it just feels.
Cinematography
real.
is shot really well.
Yeah, that I think Rey's arc.
It's kind of interesting initially.
a little bit, and then
it's like showing signs of interest and like more development, and it explains why. Well, it's never been like that annoying to me. People complain about how powerful she is. It kind of.
You know what's crazy? We're not even live yet.
We're not.
Fucking, I see it right here. Like on
Are
my
we
screen.
like recording or something?
Only reason why it says it's live here is because I can see it on my page, but we're not actually live. Hold on. That's what I was looking. So yeah, it's still in private.
Oh shit.
That's why I was getting so confused. That's why I was so confused. I was like, why the hell do I see this? See, I don't know why it was. It doesn't even pop up on this other thing. Okay, now we should be good. What the fuck? Let me just make sure. Okay, we should be good now. I think we're good now. I was just like, man, what the heck? But yeah. Oh shit. I mean, other than that, I mean, you know what? What I really want to say is there was a lot of good ideas that they brought into this movie that I wish they would have brought in, like in other movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, key example, the Emperor. Maybe what they would have hinted at the Emperor and like maybe the Force Awakens or the Last Jedi, just saying about he does exist, but he's just hiding out somewhere where we don't know where he's at. But it's like I felt like in this movie, it was literally they threw all the ideas they had stored, they just put them in this movie, and it was like, okay, y'all gonna agree with this.
You see what I was talking about earlier, though, is JJ was focused on retconning the last movie.
Yeah.
And it sidetracked everything, and that's what made it a worse movie. Instead of creating a more original story with interesting ideas that you could work with. Say what you want about The Last Jedi, but like it ended off in an area where you can make a more original story than what this movie presented us. Because instead of doing that, they just retconned a bunch of shit that neckbeards were fucking complaining about.
Yeah,
like a whole bunch of shit. The Emperor did not need to be in this trilogy at all.
I'm not mad that he was in this movie.
I am. I'm fucking furious.
No, I'm not mad he's in it. I'm just mad at how they wrote his character. I just thought it was I don't we can get into spoilers a little bit. I don't want to get too far into spoilers, but the way how was he even introduced? Was it like, I think it was Jedi magic, right? Or something like that. That's what they said.
They don't say how he survived, which honestly you can write a plausible way of how he survived, like the cloning facilities and stuff like that. Like maybe they kind of like they didn't outright say is what my problem is, but they maybe kind of hinted at how he survived. But like he's like a decomposed corpse or whatever. So like I guess he survived because he's Sith or whatever.
That's what I was thinking, I guess.
And I like the idea. Initially, I liked the idea when they presented it at first of like, yeah, he was Snoke all along. So like I said to everyone else, it's like Snoke doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, because it was pretty much Palpatine.
Because it was the Emperor in the first place.
Yeah.
But then like the more they did with him, it was just kind of like, it's not interesting. Like the rest of what they did with him is just, especially with Rey.
Oh yeah, fucking like whatever, y'all. If spoilers, non-spoilers, what the hell? Like I said, I already told you guys, man. If you guys have seen Star Wars, and there's gonna be something for you. They're talking about these Rey's. That's
Rey's granddaughter, is the granddaughter of Palpatine.
Like...
So they retconned another thing from The Last Jedi, which the whole theme of the movie was now. I don't know if you like this personally, but I think the theme of the movie was perfect, where it was like, you don't have to have like a legacy name. You don't have to be a Skywalker or a Palpatine or a Kenobi or whatever. You can be a new person and still leave an impact on the world or whatever. You don't have to be this. And that took away that whole point of The Last Jedi. And they're like, nah, she's a Palpatine.
But you know what? And it's crazy because at the end of the movie, I thought like her final line was gonna be like, "I'm Rey Palpatine." I don't know, for some reason I thought she was gonna say that, but then she just said Skywalker.
Oh, and that final line pissed me off too, because it's like, to me, it was like, I see why they did it, but it felt like, oh, she just stole the Skywalker name. I mean, she kind of earned it, so I'm like not pissed, but it was just like, I could have either gotten. I would have rather her just been like, oh, I'm just Rey. Like, I don't need a name.
Yeah, you don't need a name.
I don't need a name because she can't identify as Palpatine, right? Like, no.
Because then the world will hate her ass.
But I also didn't want her to identify as Skywalker, even though it's kind of like the closest thing she's had to family. I didn't need her. She didn't need to have a name. Is like my whole point.
Yeah,
is,
she didn't need to have anything.
And it just took that away from me, and I was just like, that's so unearned. It felt like.
Yeah, I think this whole movie was unearned. Like, everything in this movie. And people have been telling me, they were like, oh, it wasn't really that bad. It was just they needed to improve on certain things. No. See, this is why this ain't going to improve. Because y'all don't accept shit. Y'all don't be like, oh, okay, yeah, the movie was trash, and it did need to work on some stuff. The reason why some of you guys like the movie is because of the fucking fan service they got in there. They got a ton of goddamn fan service. It was enough that I was getting tired of seeing fan service on the screen.
Dude, okay, can you hear my little fan version that I have of this movie that would have been better?
What?
In my head? Now, maybe this is not perfect, and you'll probably have like your own like critiques of what I'm saying, but this already would have been a better movie than The Rise of Skywalker, I think. Okay, so no Emperor, keep Snoke dead, obviously.
Okay.
Like, Snoke's dead. Kylo Ren is the supreme leader. He's the main antagonist. He dies irredeemable. That's the other thing I'm going to get to later. He dies irredeemable. Rey's in conflict with her spirit of being either to the light or the dark side. She's still a nobody. Finn is training to become a Jedi because, remember, in this film, he's Force sensitive. So he could have started training being a Jedi even in this movie.
Yeah.
And then Finn, remember, there was like the ship, like where Finn is obviously interested in Rey, at least in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, that don't go nowhere.
And I think he was still interested in her in this one. So the conflict could be like this weird, it sounds kind of corny, but it's already a better idea, like this weird little love triangle where it's like Rey's in conflict of whether or not to go to the dark side with Kylo or keep to the light with Finn, and that's the whole conflict of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I would. If I was you, I would have still put Emperor in there, but just wrote him better.
Because
I'm not mad at the Emperor was in the movie.
He fucking makes everything so flat and forced, and it takes away from the original trilogy, where like Vader sacrificed himself and killed the Emperor to like save his son.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the Emperor was in the movie, but you know what? I'm mad about these stupid ass ships that was in this damn movie though. These, bro. Okay, so if you guys know, this ain't really spoilers, but if you guys remember, like the Death Star and all that, it could destroy planets because it was as big as a moon, right?
Don't tell me you wanted another Death Star.
No, I'm just saying, what the hell is this? Why can those destroy moons?
I don't want this either. Each ship could kill planets.
Yeah, I'm like, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, the original, like I said, the original was there's a big Death Star and it was as big as a moon, and that's why it could destroy and kill planets. Okay, that made sense. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's as big as a planet.
Star Killer base made sense. Yeah, it's a whole planet that can destroy multiple planets.
Yeah, that made sense. But when you say, okay, no, now all of these one by one can destroy a planet in itself, I'm like, nah, bruh, that ain't working, dog.
The Last Order.
Yeah, the damn final order, first order. Fuck the damn order.
Order 66.
Orders. But I just think it's just bad writing. And like I said, people have been coming to me saying it wasn't bad and all this. Y'all think it's not bad because it's like, you get exactly what y'all want and they played it way too safe. That's exactly why y'all gonna like it. Y'all love all the fan service. Y'all love all the characters that, you know, wasn't in the last movies that y'all see in these movies. You know, like the original people. Y'all love that. Y'all love to see all that. But it's like, y'all have so much of that it gets rid of, it takes away from the plot and the idea that you have, guys, that you have going on. There's nothing I want to say. It feels like throughout the whole movie that there was two writers and they were just arguing with each other throughout the whole movie. Just back and forth. Like, no, this is how the scene should go. No, this is how this scene should go. And I just feel like it was just two writers just arguing.
Another thing in my fan script is General Hux dies 30 minutes in the movie. Didn't need General Hux through any duration of this movie, but just in my head, just to see the corny ass character fucking die 30 minutes in, kill him off because Kylo doesn't even like him. It doesn't even make sense why he's sticking around as long as he is. He was a spy in this movie, and it was like, I'm a spy just because I don't want to see Kylo win. The other thing is Leia should have just had a funeral service at the beginning of the film. Just
Yeah, why? Okay. I'm not. I was surprised she was in the movie as long as she was.
Just no.
It's like, damn. We got somebody in the chat.
Her death was the corniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, her death was fucking stupid. I was just like, oh my god. We got somebody in the chat. He said, I hope you realize that most of the station is not weapon. The Death Star has ships and all the stuff inside, and the laser doesn't take up too much space. So he's trying to provide a point to this. That's what he's trying. He's like, oh wait, they can do this because the stuff inside the laser doesn't take up too much amount of space, so that's why they can do that. I guess. I don't know. You're gonna have to put that again.
I mean, I don't know.
There's no way to satisfy this. Come on now.
The specifics of what you're saying, and I'm not saying you're wrong or anything. Maybe in that lore it makes sense, but what I'm just saying in general is I don't like the idea of a ship blowing up planets. Maybe it raises the stakes, but since we already know, if you like start this movie, you kind of already know the good guys are gonna win because it's Star Wars, it's Disney, and that's what disappoints me the most is like it's like you can already see where this is gonna end. In the very least, I wanted Rey and Kylo both dead by the end of the movie.
Yo, you know what?
Like at least you could say Rey sacrificed herself, Kylo sacrificed herself.
You know what? If they would have, you know what? I was telling somebody last night. I said if you would have just kept the original, like how it was going. Rey died at the end, and then Kylo comes back, and he just brings her body back to the people. I feel like that would have been a better ending in itself. Cause I think her arc would have been over. It'd have been like, oh, she saved the world type shit. And that would have been that. And then Kylo could have been like, okay, well, now I'm with the light. I'm good now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that would have been a better ending.
Yeah, but you have to have Kylo answer for his crimes, even in that kind of thing. I know he did, but you still, like, by a legal process, the way they're going to want to handle it is, like, the man caused genocides and shit. So, like, you're going to want to handle him legally. Vader didn't have to handle anything legally either. He died by, saving Luke, and he died. So Kylo dying was like, yeah, that's the only way I could see him not survive, but like a spirit.
Like, I gotta know where, like, Rey was fucking dead. I was just like, you know what? At first, when we first saw her dead, I was like, this works. I was like, you know what? I can mess with this. And then as soon as Kylo gonna do the little, where does this power even come from? It was like they can touch somebody and then they can give them health. So I knew once they introduced that in the beginning that it was gonna come back around.
That's already an established thing. Force healing.
Oh well, they shouldn't have fucking put it in this movie.
No big spoilers on the context, but Baby Yoda does it in The Mandalorian. He doesn't bring somebody to life, but he heals somebody, and
but not that goddamn much. Where he brought a death. The thing is,
I guess you can. I'm willing to believe stuff like that. Like, I agree with you. I wanted both of them dead, but I'm willing in terms of, like, logical. I wanted just Rey dead. Because the logical consistency of the Force is not, like, consistent. It doesn't really even matter to me.
You know what was crazy? I was kind of enjoying Kylo Ren's character in this movie. More than I've liked him in any other movie. I'm talking about Force Awakens, Last Jedi. This movie, I enjoyed Kylo Ren the most. I was like, you know what? This is what I want to see from him. And then it was like, oh, well, never mind. There that goes.
When did it stop? When
he died. I was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm not mad that you
enjoyed his redemption arc because that was the most flat and boring I've ever.
I thought it was not.
That was the most flat and boring I've ever seen Kylo. In my life.
Okay, look, it was bullshit. Okay, but it was good bullshit. It was bullshit.
No, it wasn't. It was fucking trash. Julian, man, it was so bad, dude. What are you talking about?
I feel like it wasn't that goddamn bad. I don't know. I just wanted to see Kylo do his thing, bro.
It was believable because it was set up, right? Like,
yeah, they've been setting that shit up.
I agree with you, and I look, you can enjoy that. That's fine. That makes sense. I'm glad you enjoyed Kylo for once, but once he turned, I was like, nah.
I thought that was the best part of the damn movie.
This ain't it. This ain't it.
Man, look, someone just said, what would you rate this movie out of 10? A solid 8
I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, he gave it a 4 out of 10.
But here, I have a new standard. I have a standard of rating that I've been doing on the movie reviews.
Go ahead.
So I didn't say my official like way of doing it. So objectively, I'd say this is like a 5, but like subjectively, like in terms of like, is this my favorite movie? Blah blah blah. Like 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like in terms of enjoyment.
I'm gonna be a little nicer. I'm gonna give it a fuck. I want to give it a 5 or 6. It's not. They didn't one.
I would be generous with a 6, but
yeah,
I feel like
maybe
objectively 5.
I think maybe a 5
because
I didn't hate the movie. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hate it, but I thought it could have been so much better. Like I said, they had a 1,000 ideas in this movie.
And I think the way I'm talking about it makes it sound like that it's officially a bad movie, but I think technically I could cross this as an average movie. Like if you like the ideas presented in this movie and you can get down with most of the stuff, like it's a good movie to that person. But if you don't like the ideas presented, if most of the ideas like conflict with like your views of what the trilogy should have went with, then to me it's like close to a bad movie, if not just average.
Yeah.
Especially for a finale.
Yeah, I know. It was just sad. I was just like, you know what? But you know what? Now that this is the finale, it gives them time to be like, okay, we can start new. We can start fresh. We can come up with new ideas.
They can't do anything with the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, they can do. They can do.
Yeah, no. For future movies, I'm not too worried about because they can branch into like brand new stuff, and whether those movies are shit or not, it doesn't conflict with original trilogy stuff or any of this. It's already been fucked with. So
yeah, dude, this was. Oh, this fucking. You know what?
Okay. Can we talk about the cop out of Chewie's death, quote unquote?
Before we do that, I just want to get into one character really quick.
Okay, cool.
We just get into this. Just into Emperor real quick. Fuck. Like some people say, yeah, he shouldn't have even been in the movie in the first place. I don't have. I enjoyed his character. Like, you know, it's like the first 5 minutes you see what's been going on. They give you the answers you've been looking for. Okay, how did he get here? How did Palpatine survive all that? They give you those answers in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. But it was like, and I had my hopes high when I first saw him. I was like, okay, maybe they can do something. Maybe he can do a little more in this movie. But yo, his ending plan was just so stupid, yo. I was just like, okay, so not only are you giving away what you want, what your full plan. Not only are you giving that away, but it's like she's not even like mad like that. Like, why would she kill you so your spirit can be in her body? That don't even make sense. Why nobody would do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was weird how. I think he's done this before though. In Return, I think he kind of just showed his intentions with Luke. But
why would it? It's just giving your whole plan.
This time it was even dumber to me because it was like so obvious. Like at least with like Return when he was telling Luke his intentions because he was so like sure of himself, like it made somewhat of sense because he was vague enough.
Yeah.
But like in this shoot, he was just like, "Here's my whole plan, and I know you're gonna go through with it."
Yeah, you ain't gonna stop.
Even though you had no rest assurance on like that for sure happening. Like even though, like. Did he not sense Rey healing Kylo or anything like that? Because like I don't get
that shit.
Snoke is Emperor.
No, I'm saying, but he kind of like sensed something. He was like, oh, you know, remember if you remember the Last Jedi, there's a part where he was like,
he bridged their minds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying is like it doesn't make sense. Like to him, like he couldn't find like a more interesting
injustice. Who you talking about?
To play or something against Rey's mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I just was like, bro, fuck, man. And the actors, the actor that plays Palpatine,
he did a great job.
He did a great job
for the Emperor being in there. He did a great job for like, the material in terms of performance.
For the material he was given,
in terms of performance, he did fine. There's nothing against the actor who did it. I just think the character didn't need to be in this movie at all.
I think it was nothing but bad writing.
And I wouldn't even say that like they did like something horrendous to the character. I just said as a plot thread, no. But like they didn't really misappropriate the character and what the character stands for. So nothing like that was like done. Like it didn't fuck with the character itself. It just fucked with the plot.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I really wish they would have just hinted at all this stuff in early, because it was like. The first 15 minutes of the movie, everybody knows Palpatine exists now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, maybe if they would have hinted at that stuff in earlier movies, say The Last Jedi, they get like a beacon or something, and they're like, wait, something out, and they figure out that wait a minute, is the Emperor still alive? And that would have been like a cliffhanger or something, or something like that. But it's like they try to throw everything at you in one movie. They put all this stuff. They got side characters that do absolutely nothing in this
and this is why it's a problem, because the problem was JJ tried to retcon.
Yeah, that's the JJ. You need to stop playing it.
Instead of getting creative and actually writing something with what you have, he retconned shit and was like, shit, like everyone hates The Last Jedi, or it's divisive more so, I would say, because it's pretty evenly split on whether you love or hate the movie. But basically, like, he was just like freaking out, and he's like, let's retcon this shit so we can fix some things, and then add the Emperor because we don't have Snoke, or blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, you totally botched it, buddy.
Yo,
You alienated both audiences doing this.
I don't know if you guys believed it or anything but that Rage to the Dark Side bullshit. That I knew that wasn't gonna exist at all. Like she had those visions and all that of her and Kylo going to the dark side.
I thought for the briefest of moments they would be bold enough to at least go a little bit further than where they went.
Yeah,
that's why I was intrigued with her plot at first, because I was like, oh shit, she's actually doing shit like this.
It was like they kind of like hinted at it that they were gonna do it, and it was like there was no follow through. There was not even like an execution on trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? They just gave you ideas, and it was like, all right, these are ideas. We're gonna keep them ideas and like not do anything with them. You were talking about your boy Chewbacca. Let's go into him.
Well, we're talking about the scene where Rey was battling with Kylo on who's carrying the ship or whatever.
Yeah, I got it on the screen.
Forcing the ship. And then she loses control for a bit, and then like does a lightning strike accidentally.
That's when I kind of knew that she was. I was like, maybe she a Palpatine because she could do that.
Blew up the ship.
Yeah, I was
and then maybe. I thought for the briefest of moments that they actually were like bold enough to like fuck with everyone in the trailers and show different things, like you know how Marvel did, and I was like, oh shit, they fucking killed off Chewie.
That's what I was like, you know what? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. This is the end. This is the finale. Why not do it? But then, go ahead.
Initially, my whole heart was like breaking, and I was like, I don't think I could watch the rest of this movie because I like Chewie that much. Yeah, Chewie's awesome. He's like he's like a good spirit character. Like nothing wrong with Chewie. And I was like, I'm about to fucking walk out. And I'll watch the movie like later or find out later, because that's how heartbroken I was. But then I found out he's still alive, and I was like, yeah.
It was like, and it was like,
I was like glad he was alive, but I was like, you just really messed with my feelings, and like, you weren't even bold enough to actually have that be something of consequence. There's no consequence.
Yeah, it's like...
So, like, I kind of was like, man, I kind of wish they did kill Chewie just so, like, there's some consequence.
Like I said, they had great ideas. They just never followed through with them. Now, there was something about... There was, like,
C-3PO, the memory wipe thing. They make a big deal about his memory being wiped, and I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. Like... He's not going to remember anything. And then, like, R2-D2 just brings back his memories.
I don't even have it in the damn trailer. It's talking about the part where he's like, I'm gonna take one last look at my friends. That don't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no goddamn sad moment, y'all.
It could have been a sad moment if they kept his memories wiped forever. Yes.
But they bring it right the hell back. So I'm like, bro, y'all had good... The thing is, y'all had some good ideas. They had some good ideas. They just don't follow through with them. Like, y'all, who the hell must have been over, like, I feel like there was a really good writer in this movie, and then somebody just looked over him while he was writing and was like, we ain't doing that one.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
It's funny, too, because, like, when the trilogy first came out, the first movie, all the theories were floating around. Who's Rey? Like, who's she related to? Blah, blah, blah. I guessed correctly twice. And I hate that I guessed correctly twice, because I shouldn't have guessed correctly twice. I should have only done it once. I thought the first thing was like, oh, she should be a nobody. I was like, that's cool, because like that makes the universe feel smaller if she's if she's a somebody. And I was right with The Last Jedi, and I was like, okay, cool, awesome. I don't need her to be related to anyone. And then I was right the second time, because my second guess was like, if she is related to anyone, she's related to Palpatine.
What made you think that? I only thought it because of the fucking fire. Where the hell she had in her hands? Because
I thought Skywalker. No, Luke and Leia would have known already. Straight off the bat, we would have already had those answers. Han Solo would have known. Leia would have known. No, not Solo. I thought Kenobi, maybe, but highly doubtful. Like, I don't see her being a Kenobi, and why would she be a Kenobi? How would you even make that work out? Palpatine. I thought Palpatine because like they were playing around with her dealing with the dark side a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That's actually a lot more plausible, and it makes sense with the Skywalker Palpatine relationship throughout the whole trilogies. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that could actually work. It could have worked, and I would have accepted it in the second act of the movie if you revealed it then. I wouldn't be mad right now. But instead, since you're retconning it and you're fucking with people, then I'm just like, you're not consistent, and I don't like how you made it work here. It doesn't work.
I remember there was some dude behind me at the theater yesterday. He was like, they revealed who it was. He's like, yeah, you're whatever, you're the granddaughter of Palpatine. This dude fucking behind me is like, oh my god, like shut your ass up, man. Damn.
Kylo was like, oh, I didn't technically lie. They were drunkards, but like they were related to Palpatine, and that was the most forced shit I have ever seen.
Somebody said if R2 can bring back his memories, why couldn't he bring back his memories from the original? I don't even remember the originals. Like I don't even rewatch Star Wars
from
movies.
the original trilogy.
Yeah, he says if R2 can bring back his memories, why can't he bring his memories from the originals?
I guess that's a good point. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
No, fucking writing, whatever.
I don't remember that being any aspect of the original trilogy. But if that's true, I'm sure it is. I'm not saying you're a liar. Then I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah, but it was like
because they rush their work. They rush this. I guess that's the answer.
I remember everybody said it felt like it was two movies in one. I didn't really feel that. You know?
I mean,
I didn't really feel that.
Sorta, not really. It's just like a lot of information, I guess, to process. Did you feel like the pacing was really bad? Like in the first act? Like it was like poof, poof, poof. Like I said yesterday.
I don't think the pacing was that bad.
For the first act, you noticed how like there was like scene.
Oh
scene.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like at least
I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was. They did try to get a whole lot of things out the way though in the first act. There was like just trying to set up stuff for the ending.
I mean, it could have been worse, but like I said, it didn't really let anything breathe.
Yeah,
and it made the movie feel longer for some reason.
I didn't feel that long to me. I guess acting scenes.
I don't know how to describe it. It felt long to me.
Yeah, maybe because you saw it early in the morning. Who knows?
Maybe, I don't know.
But it didn't feel that long. It didn't even feel like it was 2 hours. It was just a lot of. I think it was the action scenes that made it didn't feel it like.
It should have been longer.
Yes, that is true.
They might have been able to fix some things if it was longer.
There's one thing I will say. Usually I hate long movies, but this one should have been longer. I'll say that though.
Like I say, at least 30 minutes.
It will 20, 30. Just so you could put a little more stuff in there that y'all kept explaining in the movie. It was a good movie. People need to stop hating. Oh fuck, he's talking to us then. Shit, somebody in chat's talking to our ass.
I'm glad you liked the movie.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you on the movie. I'm not mad.
Look, here's the thing. I don't want to be, and I will never be, and I hope I never be, one of those detractors like the Last Jedi stuff. I'm not dismissing the movie. I'm not dismissing your enjoyment of the movie. I'm just saying what I felt like was lacking in the movie, and what I think of the movie.
Yeah, I'm not. Look, if you like the movie, you like the movie. You like the movie because it's played safe and it did everything that you wanted it to do. Me and him, we wanted more from this movie. We wanted it to more branch out and do more things, take some risks.
I don't condescend people.
Yeah, like I said, I get people are gonna like it, and I get it. Like I said, because they played it safe. They stick to what.
There was a lot of people who didn't like The Last Jedi that condescended people, and I think that's what made me like love it even more, because I was like it really pissed off people that much that they felt like the need to be like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot if you like this movie. Like people were really that grotesque about it, and I was just like,
that's that Star Wars fan base,
like,
yo.
Damn,
that's that Star Wars
y'all
fan base.
Y'all are like really that dismissive and pathetic.
Yeah, like I said,
I'm glad people like this movie. Like, I'm glad somebody likes this movie.
Yeah, I'm like people. You know,
I wanted to like this movie.
Yeah, me too. I really wanted to like people. Like people are going to. You are gonna. The average Star Wars fan is going to like this movie like I said, because it sticks to what it's good at. It sticks to what the originals and all that were all good at. Now, is this movie a really good copycat at the other movies? Yes, it had a whole lot of copying from the originals, Force Awakens. It had nothing but copycats. So yes, if you like those movies, you're gonna enjoy this one. Duh, it's pretty much the same damn movie. So how you not gonna like it? But me, I wanted more from it. I wanted it to do things I've never seen before in a Star Wars movie. I wanted them to take some more risks, and they didn't. They didn't even take. I don't even think they take a single risk in this movie. Did they? Damn, because every risk I'm thinking about.
If you want to say the risk was retconning a bunch of shit from the last movie, then maybe. What real risk did they take?
I don't see. I'm trying to figure out. I don't, because every risk that they were gonna take, they ended up bailing out of it, and they ended up being like, "F, we're not gonna do it that way." So I don't even think there was a risk.
I'm trying to think if there's a genuine risk.
And this is a finale. It better have a goddamn risk.
Like here's one risk that could have been made. Like I said, having Kylo die irredeemable. If he had died instead of her force healing him, that would have been great. I would have loved it. Maybe I would have accepted a redemption if he had died while like realizing like what he's become or something like that. That would have been fine. No, like then he becomes like just generic and boring.
I'm not mad at that. And
on the light side,
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the way how Kylo was at the end of the movie. I'm not mad about that. I am mad about. I'm mad about the point that this dude like on some bullshit sacrificed himself or whatever to save Rey. If they would have kept Rey dead, I would probably give this movie a 7 out of 10, bro. Because I'd be like, you know what? It took a risk. It killed off Rey.
The makeout scene was weird. It
was kind of like that shit was hella forced.
I know there was a lot of sexual energy with the two, but it was just like I don't think. Maybe it could have worked if you did it a different way, but I don't think that was the way you should have done it. It didn't earn that.
No, the finale was not earned. Nothing. It was just, I felt like it was just straight forced. It was like you're gonna enjoy this crap. Let's go to the comment section real quick. Yes, it was missing things in there, and there were things that weren't explained. But after The Last Jedi, I had no expectations. What did you expect? So are you saying The Last Jedi?
He didn't like The Last Jedi. It's fine. It's fine.
I thought Last Jedi wasn't that bad. Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know if that was question was addressed to me, but
I don't know.
My expectations since I saw The Last Jedi was, I think I said it to you earlier, but if you weren't here for that, here's what I wanted, like a general idea. Like here's a very basic general idea. So keep Snoke dead. Don't introduce the Emperor at all. Kylo becomes Supreme Leader, stays Supreme Leader, dies irredeemable. Rey is still a nobody. Finn is learning to become a Jedi. I don't know if he needs to be a full-blown Jedi, but here's the main problem, conflict of the movie would be Rey battling for, like, them both battling for her spirit, because Finn had was introduced, and they had some sort of, like, romantic like tension a little bit, like a tiny bit, and Finn was interested in her in the very least. So like could have been like a battle of like the love triangle. I know it's corny, but like it would have been more original. At least it would have been like them battling for the light or the dark, because she's interested in both. So that's kind of like the small little tension. Poe becomes general. Leia's funeral is in the beginning. Hux dies in the first 30 minutes. He's a shit general. He was pointless in this film. I don't know, just like something more original and entertaining than that, or risk-taking than that. They relied too much on a lot of original trilogy tropes, original trilogy characters, like to a fault. It played it too safe. They didn't take any risk.
Yeah. You got another comment. Appreciate that comment, G. I hope Star Wars gets better writers after this movie. Yeah, I think they will. Kevin Feige's gonna be looking over this now. That's what I'm hearing. So I think Star Wars, since they need to go in a new direction. They need to just forget all this saga. They didn't forget the Skywalker. They need to forget everything and just go into the whole new direction. Like the Mandalorian, I'm hearing the Mandalorian's really good.
Not even just better writers. I want to say, I don't know what they need exactly, but writers, they need more than just better writers.
Yeah.
Solo could have been 10 times better of a movie if they had let Lord and Miller do what they were doing. Because
I think
Phil
Solo
Lord
wasn't
and
that
Chris
bad.
Miller. No, I like Solo. Don't get me wrong. I just think it could have been better. Like, remember Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Same directors.
Bullshit.
Same directors. They got fired from Solo. They got fired. I'm not kidding.
I loved Into the Spider-Verse.
They were working on Solo, and then Ron Howard replaced them because they didn't like their Phil Lord and Chris Miller's idea of Solo. And I was like, why don't you let them do their fucking job? And y'all would have had a hit on your hands. I guarantee you Solo would have been 10 times better.
If they just kept them around.
Yes, guarantee you, 100%.
Somebody said, oh, my fucking God. I don't know, why do I be reading these comments? Somebody said, goddamn, comments coming in like crazy. Appreciate you guys. That was a risk bringing the Emperor back. That's what he's saying was a risk.
I mean,
not really.
If you want to
think something, hold on.
I guess technically, if you want to define risk as in like people watching the film and being like, why is the Emperor back? Like, or just curious about the Emperor being back and being like, that's not gonna work. That's a risk. I guess if you want to define it as that technically, but it's the safest kind of risk ever because it's safe in the way of saying like, here's a reliable villain. Here's a villain we can pick out that can realistically still survive because he's that powerful. And we're gonna make sure like we get fans seated in these auditoriums because they know the Emperor's gonna be in the movie. So if you want to define it as a risk in this terms of plot, yeah, sure, kind of. I think, but it's like a safe risk because you guarantee seats.
I think it'd been more of a risk if he was never in the trailer at all. I think that'd been a little bit more of a risk. So nobody knows that he really exists. And
sure.
then in that first 5 minutes, you're like, holy crap, Emperor's back.
I would have been more excited.
Me too. I'd be like, holy crap, Emperor.
Like, if you didn't feel the need to, like, say, like, yeah, the Emperor's in this before, like, but then maybe you would have a bigger point, I think, like, the risk of the Emperor still being in the movie. But since, like, they were, like, obvious about their intentions with putting the Emperor in, because they guaranteed, like, people coming to see it.
Because of the Emperor. Yep. Like me, I wanted to see it because of the Emperor.
It's still pretty safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was a little bit, like I said, a little bit of risk for bringing him in, but it wasn't no risk. Somebody said, do you think the new saga will be about the children from the end of The Last Jedi? Oh,
no, it won't. It won't.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I want to dismiss this right now. People are saying Broom Kid is going to have his own trilogy because why? I don't know. There's no reason. The only factor of that scene being represented in The Last Jedi was to show that, like, Luke Skywalker has a legacy. That was the only point of that last scene. People were saying, like, oh, Broom Kid's going to get a trilogy. That's the dumbest idea ever. No, that was never said publicly. That was never an intention of Ryan's. That was never an intention of anyone at Lucasfilm. That's the dumbest fucking idea ever, and I don't think they would ever even cross that in their mind. But since people wanted to shit on The Last Jedi, they thought, here's another rumor we could spread. Broom Kid. Like, that's a dumb idea. I bet they're going to go with that. And it's not happening, dude.
Yeah, well, I ain't know what the hell y'all even talking about, but yeah.
The kids at the ending scene of The Last Jedi
since I saw it in the theaters.
It's the last scene in the movie.
Oh, I remember them little kids.
And the broom.
Oh, them damn kids.
I'm talking about the Broom Kid. He has force powers, and he brings the broom.
Those kids, they're gonna do something with them.
They're not.
Oh, so they're just pointless.
They're not. The whole point of the scene was just to show that Luke Skywalker has a legacy. And the other point of the scene, since he had force powers, was just to show that, like, the Force is still alive and well. It's a big galaxy. There's multiple different stories going on. And, like, the rebellion's never really dead, in a sense. That's the point of the scene. They're not getting this song.
Yeah, keep sending your guys questions in. I'll be reading them all. Somebody said Hux was pointless.
Hux was pointless.
Yeah, Hux.
I mean, I guess technically he had a point, but it was like so little. He's a clown, dude. He was the dude in the first movie that was shouting out like a Nazi. He was on the and then like ever since then he was just being treated like a gag.
So then he was a spy or whatever?
He was a spy. He was the one
who got fucking killed off so goddamn fast.
He was the one who sent out the information to the rebellion that Palpatine was still alive.
I remember there was this kid next to me, dude.
And then the only reason he was a spy is because he said, I don't want Kylo to win.
Yeah, dude. Me and this kid were laughing about it. Like when he was like, "You're the spy," or somebody said, "You're the spy," and he was like, "I just do it because I don't want Kylo to ran." Me and this kid next to me started fucking laughing. We're just like, "Oh, whatever, fuck it, we're going with it."
It was the dumbest reason. It could have been like a decent character arc. He could have joined them or something where it's like that would have been a little bit more interesting. Not saying that would have been good for sure, but it would have been like, oh, I want to join you guys because I realize how fucked up all this shit is. Would have been something. But instead he was just like, no, I just hate Kylo. It's like,
and then
right,
the next scene, he was like, they're like, oh, well, we found our fucking spy. I just started
oh
laughing.
yeah, and they just killed him off. I was like, all right, great character arc.
He said, not really. Justice says, not really. He was a general, so he probably did a lot, just not in the movies. You see, y'all keep doing this. We all keep, oh, maybe he did a little more because of this. I keep giving people the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, in terms of his position, yeah, technically.
Yeah, he might have, yeah.
Technically, what I'm talking about is to the story. Did he add anything to the story? Do we enjoy his presence in the story? No. Not really. Like, I don't care about this character at all. And, like, the sad thing is, like, why introduce a character if you can't even make him, like, interesting enough to do anything else with? Like, there was nothing of interest, of substance.
G-Y says, what did you like? Don't say nothing.
We did
say what we liked about the movie.
Wait. What is he asking? What did we like about the movie?
He said, what did you like? We said what we liked about the movie.
Here's what I liked about the movie. Officially. Okay. I liked C-3PO's comedy. I liked Chewbacca still. I did like the interactions they had as a group.
Yeah, I liked the fuck, what's her name? These goddamn three right here.
I liked Finn and Poe's rapport with each other. They're great as just like general characters in terms of likability. They don't really have arcs to play with, so there's nothing of interest after The Last Jedi with those two characters that you could do. I liked Lando. We haven't mentioned Lando once.
Yeah, Lando was hard.
Lando was smooth, bro.
Lando was hard, but he wasn't in the movie enough.
Lando was smooth.
Lando was in, he was out, and he came back in. And
they didn't ruin Lando. They didn't do anything bad with Lando.
I like Lando's character.
Lando was hard. Dude, like, don't get me wrong. I like the space combat, too. And I like the actual, like, lightsaber fights that actually did happen.
Yeah.
I fuck with those. Don't get me wrong. I like, maybe on the, like, bare level substance of, like, what do I enjoy about Star Wars, like action, some good gags here or there. That's pretty much what I like the most from this movie, at least, just this movie. I liked Rey's arc for a bit until it hit that stopping point where it was just kind of trash. I liked Kylo's arc for a bit until it hit that point, and you disagree with me on that.
Yeah, I like Kylo Ren.
But I personally think it ended horribly. But like for a while, their rapport with each other was really great.
Yeah, I like Carlos.
So it's not all just shitting on this movie. Yeah. Like there's stuff that I enjoy about it.
Now I am gonna shit on one character, and this one character y'all did fucking wrong. You can't see it, but Princess Leia that's on the screen right now. Like her, we talked about it earlier, but just the way I feel like that she went out and her death was just freaking stupid.
It was corny. I busted out. Wow. I busted out laughing. I shouldn't bust out laughing when I see Leia's death.
I was just like,
I was just laughing.
Wow, that is a stupid death.
Because it was done in the corniest way possible and the most forced way possible. It was like Maz Kanata.
Just to set up something else.
Maz Kanata was literally expositioning her death. Literally, she was like, here's what's going on.
Go ahead.
Like Maz Kanata was literally expositioning her death. Like she was like stating, it was like she was talking to the audience. Leia couldn't take it anymore. Leia went over and wanted to connect to Kylo to the Force. That was the last ditch effort. And she literally goes on her deathbed. It's like the corniest, funniest shit I have ever seen in my life.
And then she's there for like a second, and then she's like, ugh, fucking dead. I'm just like,
I shouldn't be laughing at like one of the main characters' deaths. Like it was not handled well at all.
Another question. GYZ, what did you like about the movie, man? We want to hear what you liked about it. He said, Injustice says, opinions on General Pride. Who was that? I don't know who that was. General Pride. Was he the other guy?
I keep on forgetting his name too, so I don't blame you for forgetting.
He said
he was fine.
He said he was possibly my favorite with Kylo in this movie.
He was fine, but he wasn't like Tarkin or anything. Like I felt like he showed some level of intimidation, but they didn't really expel too much on his character because honestly, you don't have time to deal with that. But as just like a villain, just flat villain, I liked him. I enjoyed him.
Yeah, he was bad.
He was fine. He was good. He was good.
Yeah, he wasn't bad in the movie. I'm just saying he didn't get in the way of anything. Yeah, y'all want to talk about a goddamn risk. They almost this shit right here. We talked about it earlier, but this, you know what I'm saying? We talking about, I want to take a last look at my friends. That go nowhere. Don't think y'all finna cry over that.
C-3PO.
He go back to being the same comedian he always trying to be.
Oddly enough, this is his best movie. C-3PO.
Oh Lord.
Like it's the most funny he's ever been.
Shit.
And like probably the best rapport, personally for me. But then like they went with this, and I was like, oh, they're doing that, and I was like, you know what? It's almost like a death in a way. So like it's not a death on the level of like non-existence, but in terms of memory. Yeah. And I was like, that's sad. I don't want that to happen to C-3PO. And then it happened, and I was like, wow. I feel something. I was like, damn, like and then like R2-D2 just gives him back his memory, and I was like, okay, what was the point then?
Yeah, and this is a question I want to ask for everybody in the conversation right now. Everybody that's with us live watching this, I want a question for you guys. What do y'all think about this guy right here? You can't see it, but I'm talking about Finn. What y'all think about? I thought Finn was boring as hell. Finn to me has been really boring since The Force Awakens. He hasn't really had much to do. Like they hinted at him being that he could handle a lightsaber and all this, but they really don't go nowhere with that. They just keep him in the background and keep giving him love interest that don't go nowhere either.
He's at his most interesting at The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Hands down, no doubt about it. And The Last Jedi, whether or not you like the arc, there is an arc. Because technically, because people say he doesn't have an arc in The Last Jedi, that he technically learns the same lesson, but he didn't technically learn this lesson. In The Force Awakens, his main priority was to keep Rey safe. That's it. He didn't care about the Resistance. He was about to lead the Resistance, and he was like, then Rey got kidnapped, and he was like, nah, I gotta go rescue Rey. Mm-hmm. So his arc in The Last Jedi is because he's trying to go get Rey again, as Rose stops him, and then like they form a plan to help everyone get safe or whatever. And while he's at the casino planet, while it's definitely the least favorite part for me in The Last Jedi. Technically, everything he's learning there is a new lesson. He's learning about the war criminals that profit off of all this, the imbalances, people who play for both sides. He learns that the Resistance, like he learns about what the Resistance is actually doing. Like, he's actually learning why he should care about the Resistance, and he joins the Resistance, and he almost sacrifices himself for the Resistance. So there is an arc. There is an arc there. But in this movie, no arc.
There's no arc. There's no point of him being in the movie.
There's no arc.
All he do in the movie, like what Corey said, was fucking yell. That's all. Yeah. That's all you hear from him in the movie. Nothing but yell.
And then they introduced that he has force sensitive powers,
and that goes nowhere.
And like it's shown a little bit, but it goes nowhere. Like there's no defining arc. There's nothing that he learns about it. There's nothing further. He becomes a general with Poe, and like he doesn't really learn what Poe learns. Poe doesn't really have that much of an arc either, but he still like learns more about being a general. But Finn doesn't learn anything like that. Like he's wasted in this fucking movie.
We didn't even talk
about he's a good friend. He's a good part of the group, but he's wasted arc-wise.
Anyway. Yeah. I'm gonna say one more thing. I really feel like you can't see him, but these two, Daisy, like just like somebody put in the comments down below. Daisy Ridley, Kylo Ren, their characters, Rey and Kylo. I thought their scenes together I thought they weren't bad. I thought they were really good.
Yeah.
I feel like both of the actors cared when they were on screen. I think all the actors pretty much cared while they were there. But it was just like bad writing. I feel like just got in the way. Somebody said, "What about Rose? Who the fuck is Rose?"
She was in the movie for like 2 minutes.
Who the hell is Rose?
She was the main part of The Last Jedi with Finn in the casino planet.
Oh yeah,
the worst part of the movie.
She wasn't in the movie.
And look, honestly, man, I don't mean
the
Asian chick.
His love interest. Oh yeah, they go nowhere with that love interest.
They don't go anywhere.
They don't go anywhere with that.
Look, let me be honest. I don't mean to dogpile because she's already gotten a lot of shit, unnecessary shit. Like she quit social media because everyone was on her ass about it.
Well,
like,
that's not her fault.
I know that's why.
Fucking bad writing.
I feel bad for saying this even, but she's not really a good character at all.
But that's not her fault.
It's not her fault.
That's bad
that's
writing.
what I'm saying. It's bad writing. It was just poor writing. Like it was just like I saw what they were trying to do with her in The Last Jedi, but it was just like, come on, guys, no, that's not it.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not. I don't know why y'all bully this chick, but that's
yeah.
not. That's why y'all bullying her. Bully the fucking writers. That's not her. She's just doing what she's told to do. So it's not her fault that her character is boring.
It's another retcon that JJ did, and maybe it's the only retcon I kind of agree with. But at the same time, they could have done a little bit more with the character in this movie to make her like worth even being invested in this movie or like being in the movie at all. She technically does like almost nothing.
She does nothing in this movie. Finn don't even like this girl no more. Finn has left her. No, there's nothing for her to do in this movie.
Dude, she got friend zoned hard. She got
she got a pat. Friend zoned. You know,
she got a pat on the back.
That boy, what the fuck he is?
She got a pat on the back. My man Finn friend zoned the shit out of her.
My boy Finn friend zoned her, so he was trying to get that white girl. That's all he.
No, he was trying to get the black girl too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there was I don't know about that.
Another goddamn side plot. Yeah.
He was more focused on Rey, and then Poe gets kind of like this love interest, but that's not developed that much either. It's like everything that's given, like all the side characters that are introduced here, they're like so small. Like it's almost like pointless to introduce them. Almost like there's plot developments, but it's almost pointless.
They don't go nowhere with them now.
To the emotional arc of the story.
So we got GY says, I like the acting. Daisy really was totally believable. Yes,
everyone was great.
Everyone was great
in terms of acting performances. Rey, it's probably, dare I say, before like that point where it becomes like my least favorite arc. It was.
He's the actors that cared.
It was my favorite performance for a while.
Yeah, from Daisy.
To a certain point, it was my favorite performance.
Somebody said Lando coming back was cool.
Lando was
Lando was dope.
He's probably like second, best part of the movie.
Best part, yeah.
Lando was just moving, bro. Like I'm glad they treat him with respect.
He said, though he could have had more snes. Yes, I do agree with you there.
Yeah, but
he said the way it ended, the series was a good ending. I didn't expect anything more. I just think it could have been a better finale. Honestly, they could have done so much better with it.
I'm glad you liked it.
But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not mad.
I can't personally agree, but I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you were satisfied, dude. That's awesome. I'm so fucking jealous, bro. Like I can't be sitting here arguing with you about why the movie was great. Like I'm honestly just I can't I'm not satisfied. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I'm glad you liked it though. That was cool. That's cool.
Yeah, y'all better than me. Shit, I wasn't satisfied. Another question. I think some parts just go just go nowhere in this movie because JJ didn't like the story arc. In The Last Jedi and didn't want it to carry on with it.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like okay, even hypothetically speaking, if everyone, okay, let me reword it. If you didn't like The Last Jedi, even hypothetically speaking, like this movie could have worked with the elements presented in The Last Jedi and made a significantly better, if not on par, movie. You know, like it could have been a better movie. You could have made an original movie with all those elements. Instead, it was like, no, we want to focus on all the problems and fix those problems. But, you know, that just made the movie a mess.
Yeah. Somebody G says, what would you have had with the, what would you, pretty much saying, what would you change with the ending? Since I said I didn't like the ending. I said I would have kept, first of all, I would have kept Rey dead. I would have just kept her just killed off because I felt like, it would have just meant more to the story. Like, okay, we've seen Rey come this far, and then she freaking killed damn near the best the Siths got. Is this question referring to just the last ending of this specific movie, or just as a total rewrite of the movie? Put it down in the comments.
If it's the first one, I'm going to answer it this way. Best case scenario for me, what I would have wanted and what I thought I was going to get for a bit is Rey dead, Kylo dead. They defeated the Emperor. They sacrificed themselves.
That would have been a better ending, yeah. Even Kylo wouldn't have to be dead for me to be a better ending.
Finn, Poe, and all of them, like, maybe celebrate her life. That's probably all you could do. Say the scenario where like Rey survives still, like in this. Maybe at least with the last line of dialogue, I would have rathered her just stay as Rey. Just like the question that was presented to her was like, "Who are you?" It's like, "Oh, I'm just Rey. What's your last name?" "Oh, just Rey."
Yeah,
like something
cool.
like that. Like if that was like the presented situation, just an acceptance of like, I am Rey. I don't need to be anyone else. I don't need a Palpatine bloodline name. I don't need Skywalker bloodline name. I don't need a bloodline name. I'm Rey.
Gee, did you not hear what I just said? I said I wouldn't have mind if fucking Kylo Ren was still alive and he could be able to just carry her or something like that. This dude put, you can't kill Rey, bro. She's the last Jedi. No, she's not. There's more of them. We saw The Last Jedi, the movie. The little goddamn kids. There's obviously more of them out there.
Yeah, that's very limiting. If you say she's the last Jedi, it's very limiting to creative freedom for future movies, because that's not necessarily true. We're talking about a big galaxy, right? Yeah. That's why I'm saying like her having like shared Palpatine's name is very it limits the open space of the galaxy. It feels smaller.
Yeah.
So like what I'm saying is like
they could have introduced like her she being somebody
they
new.
They said Finn was Force sensitive. He could have been training to be a Jedi.
That's true.
They could have done that too. I forgot to mention that. They could have done that too. They could have had shit. Like I don't even know if they needed a Jedi Council. Something. Some hints of like, yeah, we're continuing on. We don't need Rey to be the last Jedi. That's not the point.
Yeah, y'all can't fucking satisfy me with them goddamn stormtroopers. Stormtroopers, another movie, don't do nothing. They just stand there and get shot at. And now these stormtroopers got
they had Sith troopers they didn't use.
Yeah.
They used the Sith troopers for like, it felt like seconds. It didn't feel that long.
No, I was talking about
like
those
a
goddamn
minute
stupid
max.
ass stormtroopers. Them goddamn stupid jetpacks. They do nothing with those jetpacks. They just get killed off of them. Like that. It was cool for a good 2 seconds. I'm like, okay, they can fly now and all this. And doing a little more than before. And 2 seconds later, they just blowing up in the shit. They running into shit now.
I'm not complaining about that. That's that's how most typical action scenes go.
Yeah. You want to get final thoughts?
You can give them first.
This movie could have been so much better. I just think they needed better writers. JJ, get the hell away from the Star Wars franchise. That's all I'm gonna say. And Emperor was done wrong. Like I would have given this movie a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 if they would just done the Emperor right. And just even if you're gonna do the Emperor like that, okay. If you're gonna do the Emperor how y'all did him, don't even put him in the movie at all. Just have him fighting Kylo, whatever. Fuck it. We'll go back to Force Awakens shit. I don't care. But anything better than what we got. This is the finale. This is where you put all your best effort into. And I just feel like they just was like, F it. We don't want to get too far into that, so we're going to play it safe. I didn't enjoy all those aspects of it, and that's why I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. Go ahead.
The only movies that are worse than this, like I said yesterday with the non-spoiler, is Attack of the Clones and the Phantom Menace. I like Revenge more than this.
I love the Revenge. I love Revenge of the Sith.
Basically, what he said is you could have put a more original story. You had elements to work with. I don't care what nobody says. The Last Jedi, you could be at, I don't know. Like, it was not as bad as people say it is, and all the things that I had to work with, you could have made a really good story out of. And instead, wasted potential. You just got scared, JJ. You just got scared.
Yeah, I think you
couldn't do it.
Somebody said, but who said wanted or cared about the stupid troopers? I was just putting, you know, I'm just like, man, I thought they were gonna do a little something. They've never done anything, so I'm not. Keep going. Keep going.
He was scared. Objectively, I'd say like this feels like a 5 out of 10 movie, average at best. Like stuff works about it, but there's a lot that I don't think works. And then in terms of enjoyment, I just give it a 4.
Oh wow, yeah, you said that before.
That
and y'all can't say, oh, you go around hating movies. No, because guess what? I'm the one person in the entire world that gave Replicas a chance. You know that trash movie that came out in January?
I saw that too.
I was the only one that was like,
remember
that wasn't that
watching
bad of a movie.
No, it was bad.
I know, it was terrible.
You were
but-
you were so wrong about that.
It was terrible, but fuck it. I was just like, it wasn't that
I could
bad.
barely
bad.
sit through it. I don't even know why I sat through it. I think I was just bored.
Yeah.
Then I just got more bored.
And then I remember Corey and everybody was just bashing me because I liked the movie. I was like, fuck it. But then now I look and I've reviewed movies throughout the whole year and I'm like, yeah, that shit was pretty terrible.
Dude, Jumanji was better than this fucking shit. The last Jumanji, the last level.
I'm trying to think.
That shit was better.
If I'm comparing Jumanji
This
to
shit was bad. Jumanji was better as a film enjoyment.
As a film,
as
yes.
an enjoyable experience. It was better than the Rise of Skywalker.
What's up, Kyle? We got a new viewer in here. He says, stick with Star Wars 1 through 6. 7 through 9 isn't canon to me. It got political in the Rise of Skywalker. Agendas in movies need to stop. Forced diversity, lesbian kissing, hating the white dude. What?
That sounds like the most neckbeard fucking comment I've ever seen.
Yeah,
the prequels were not good fucking movies.
I think they were better than this, though.
No, they weren't.
What?
The prequels were not better movies than this whole sequel trilogy.
Bullshit. Bro,
they're
we're talking about,
fucking awful.
I'm talking about 7, 8, 9. The recent ones. The ones we got, The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and this bullshit we just got.
Oh, wait.
And then we're talking about the prequels, New Hope, Revenge of the Sith.
What is he saying?
Wait.
What is he saying?
Stick with Star Wars.
You're misinterpreting, I think.
Wait, hell no. Wait, he said stick with Star Wars 1 through 6.
1 through 6 is prequels.
Yeah.
3 trilogy.
And then 7 through 9.
And then 7 through 9. I'm saying the original trilogy is good. I'm saying the prequel trilogy, the 1 through 3, is like
good?
pretty fucking bad.
Okay. Wait.
Revenge is the most tolerable. I'm saying the prequels, both 1 and 2, are worse than the Rise of Skywalker and definitely worse than The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. And they ruined a lot of canon stuff in the prequels. They ruined tons of fucking things. Don't give me that shit. They ruined tons of different things. And look, let's be real. There's stuff in the original trilogy that they ruined. While doing it. Like, Return is not as favorable as people would like to suggest. There's people who don't like Return.
Dude,
and then The Empire Strikes Back introduced Leia and Luke kissing. That was incest, bro. They retracted that and Return. They were like, yeah, no, they're brother and sister. So, bro, we saw an incest kiss in Empire. Bro, don't give me that shit about, political shit. Like, dude, there's always political shit in movies.
Yeah, you really can't escape that.
Like, even on that note, you can ignore shit like that and just, look at a movie as a movie. Yeah. So, don't give me that shit. If you don't enjoy the movies, you don't enjoy the movies. But don't give me that bullshit.
He said, 4 through 6 is the originals and 1 through 6 is the saga. That's what he was saying.
4 through 6 is the originals?
Yeah. And then 1 through 6 is the saga. I don't
4,
fucking
5,
know,
6.
Bro. I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's correcting you or whatever because you presumed what I was saying was original trilogies were with the prequels.
Oh, fuck
yeah.
it. Maybe
okay.
I got it
so
wrong. Fuck it,
anyway, that's
my bad.
That's my whole point. Star Wars, dude. Star Wars has always been inconsistent. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I can't say the sequel trilogy is the first one to do this. I can't say the prequel trilogy is the first one to do this. They've always been pretty inconsistent. So I take that as yeah. Take that for what it is. Star Wars is not a consistent franchise. They've always been either really good or kind of trash. Yeah,
and that's pretty much what we're gonna say on it now. I do want to switch roles and go to another movie that's coming out.
Yeah, let's get look. I can tell you one thing: Christopher Nolan always comes out with classics.
Dope,
always,
dude.
Even The Dark Knight Rises, man.
Dude, Tenet. This movie that they had a trailer for it yesterday when I was seeing Star Wars.
I haven't seen that trailer yet.
This movie looks. It's
started from the very beginning. I want to see this trailer fresh,
bro. Fucking dope, bro. Just watch this, y'all. If y'all haven't seen this, y'all watch this with us. YouTube might get us with a copyright strike, so I won't do too much of it. But yeah, let's watch a little bit of it, y'all.
We all believe we'd run into the burning building, but until we feel that heat, we can never know. You do. You chose to die instead of killing up your colleagues. That test you passed? Not everybody does. Welcome to the afterlife.
Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm doing this for YouTube purposes, just so we don't get in trouble with this. But yeah, we're gonna keep going back into it. But what do you think from those first couple seconds?
I'm already interested. He just said, "Welcome to the afterlife."
So,
That cinematography, that looking good.
Fucking looking dope.
Performances so far looking good. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, let's go back into it, y'all.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
Nuclear holocaust.
No,
Some words, goddammit.
it was.
All I have for you is a word. Time.
Look like, and some people. I'll say.
Okay, so he's not in the afterlife.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
I guess that was a turn of phrase, like "Welcome to your new life." Okay.
Yeah, I'll get into the. I'll get into everything. Come on.
Open the right doors.
Fucking Alfred back in here.
I have to start looking at the world in a new way.
Don't try to understand it. Feel it.
Now that cares.
Hasn't happened yet.
I know what you think. I know what you. I know
So
what
he
you,
is in an afterlife.
Wait, what?
Dude, like, are they solving like death mysteries or something like that? What's going on?
I don't even know. I thought you
Yo.
were gonna say this is fucking Batman right here out of his costume. Fucking,
Dude, Robert. No, I was gonna say Robert Patterson. I'm so excited.
Oh, for Batman.
No, I'm excited for Robert Patterson being in this movie. Robert Patterson is like one of the best fucking actors, dude. He's
I saw
he's
you go crazy
out here.
when you first saw him.
He's fucking he's wild, dude.
And
I like the concept of this, dude. Like this is great.
this was like a way.
I don't know
better than
the
Star
full
Wars.
concept. Maybe I'm just. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. So is he like? Is he solving murders or
Nobody
deaths
knows. Now,
or something?
look, there's a theory out here that this is gonna be like a sequel to Inception.
Maybe. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I need that, but that would maybe make sense.
I don't know, but it looks dope. I don't know what. See, the thing about Christopher Nolan, we don't know what the
Yeah,
hell's
you
going
don't
on
know.
in this movie. We don't know what's going on.
I like to believe that Alfred or whatever, that's his new life or something.
Yeah,
since,
that'd be
like,
dope.
He's like, all right, well, I don't have to take care of him anymore. He's good. He's got a new life, so I'm gonna get a new life too, a new identity. He's just chilling.
Yeah, but they were showing this trailer in the movie yesterday, and it just looked dope, bro. Just dope.
This is probably my most anticipated now
Now, like I said, we don't
for movies at least
The
next
funny
year.
thing is, we don't even know what the hell's going on in this movie, and we're still invested in it and like interested in this movie, and we don't even know what is happening. What's going on? Is he dead?
Is this like John David Washington's first movie or like introduction movie?
So,
I don't know if I've seen him in anything else. The main character.
You talking about him?
Yeah, dude.
Hell no, he's been way more.
What's he been in?
movies.
Maybe I just don't recall.
What's his name again?
John David Washington. Maybe he's just been in stuff and I don't
You
remember.
talking about? He's it's Denzel Washington's son, huh?
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's been in Denzel Washington's son.
Yo.
He's been in
What's he been in?
Clay some shit.
What?
Fuck.
Black Klansman?
Yeah,
I haven't seen Black Klansman.
Okay, he's in Black.
So that's maybe
Klansman.
why. I need to see that.
He's all his movies right here.
I haven't seen any of those.
But yo, he's a really good actor.
I'm gonna
though.
have to watch Black Klansman for sure. The Old Man and the Gun. I might watch some of these.
But yo, he is a great actor though, especially.
No, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt
think
it.
about his dad, bro. His dad's one of the best actors out there. So of course he's gonna
I'm
be.
sure it's in his blood.
Yeah, I'm like, bro. If somebody said Top Gun, does Top Gun 2 have a? They did have a trailer that time.
I don't give a fuck about Top Gun
Yeah,
2.
I'm kind of done with Top Gun.
I
2.
mean, Maybe
more
for
excited.
content's sake, we could watch it. I don't know. I don't care.
They got James Bond. James Bond looks. We can watch it. Fuck it.
I don't like the trailer for that new.
I haven't even really
No
seen
Time to
it.
Die. I don't like the way it's presented.
I like.
I mean, I'll watch the movie. I'm sure the movie will be good, but like the No Time to Die trailer, it's like a recap trailer. I don't like it.
Yeah, we'll do a VX one.
I don't know. Maybe it'll be cool.
We'll watch Top Gun real quick. I haven't really seen the trailer yet. Let's watch it. Shit better be good.
Your instructor is one of the finest pilots this program has ever produced. His exploits are legendary.
I honestly just want to keep seeing Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, and not this.
May very well mean the difference between life and death.
Your reputation precedes you.
I have to admit, I wasn't expecting an invitation back.
They're called orders.
What happened in the first one? I never seen the first one. You know what happens?
I don't remember.
Okay,
It's
never
been
mind.
so long.
Okay. Okay, I'll be forgetting. Yo, we can't play too much of these trailers because it might get blocked. But
I don't
it'll be on
really
the
care
podcast,
enough.
so. You said what?
So I don't really care enough.
Yeah. GV, what do you think about this Top Gun? I don't. For what I'm seeing so far, it doesn't look interesting to me at all.
I'm sure there'll be some cool shots, like some cool airplane shots, but
Yeah, but it's nothing I'm really invested
fighter
in.
pilot shots, all that stuff. But
Yeah. Think about if you guys didn't know, we do have a podcast, Greatness Awaits. Check us out on iTunes, all that stuff. We can read some more comments. I'm just happy I've seen an ending to Star Wars after 35 years. Wow. I mean,
technically, we already saw an ending to Star Wars,
which one?
the original trilogy,
Oh yeah, and
The
then we
Return.
got then we got this one.
and then we saw a prequel ending, which we already knew where it was headed because that was the point of the prequels. So we've seen an ending twice. I don't even know why they felt the need to call it a ending to the saga, Skywalker saga, or like make it a movie about that ending. Like they should have just ended it with how they felt those characters should have earned it instead of just making it about it being a Skywalker saga, because it just feels forced when like you try that hard to make it about like a saga's ending.
Yeah,
It feels unnatural.
Everything about these movies just feel forced. Need to be worked on. But if you enjoyed the movie, if you liked it, I can't hate on you, bro. I
Say what
understand
you
why
want
like
about Return, but I think Return's an ending. Return of the Jedi, the original trilogy stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
That
think
that was an
yeah.
ending.
Yeah. But that's gonna be all. You probably get out of here. Well, I mean, still got a little bit. But I'm gonna edit this, put it on iTunes. So if you guys missed anything, it'll be all on there. It might stay on YouTube. I don't know how YouTube. Cause I played some trailers, so who knows if we'll get in trouble for those. That gets blocked. But I appreciate everybody coming through. We streamed for about a good hour and 20. It was definitely a good amount. But we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, we gone. Appreciate. Oh, before we go, we appreciate Kyle. We appreciate Injustice. We appreciate GVY, GVZ. Who else came through? And whoever else came through. We appreciate all you guys for showing up, giving us your support, checking us out. I do have another video dropping. I'm gonna drop it tomorrow. Probably gonna drop it tomorrow. I'll drop it tomorrow. Appreciate. Check it out, and we'll see you guys in the next one.